all the disrespect before you play back. Button check. Button check.
What is up, Butt Check family? Welcome back to yet again a beautiful day. This is the second episode of Buttons That Must Be Checked. As promised, we posted a banger earlier today. The Tekken devs actually apologizing, the community firing back, and then we had the Street Fighter 6 community taking shots, literally roasting Capcom because of the whole Alex situation. But the funny thing is, it didn't have to do with this video. Nothing at all. They were just roasting them under a random thread. It was hilarious. So that's on the channel if you guys want to check it out. Matter of fact, it's down below. But either way, now we have this one. I didn't even see this one coming. At the time I was recording that video, I didn't even know this story was breaking. Then I saw it immediately after. FGC is losing their damn mind, but here's the crazy thing. The crazy thing is, there's actually a debate. You would think it would be one-sided, but no. There is a whole nother dialogue going on. People was firing shots back and forth. Y'all be the judge. Let's unpack. Let's go. Right here started with Nakayama. He said, "We apologize for any confusion recent topics regarding Alex's story may have caused. While we have not changed the characters' backstories after internal review by the development team, we plan to revise certain text passages that may have been misleading in the near future. Additionally, we have published a supplementary episode on Buckler's Bootcamp to provide further insight into the characters' emotions and backstories." This one right here, I think it has like 2 million. Yeah. 2 million views, but it only has 5.9 thousand likes. FGC is reacting saying, "Alex and Patricia weren't related in Street Fighter 3 or 5. Y'all consciously decided to retcon their story, making them cousins in the same game. They get married and have a child. So it's not like Oda from One Piece and you just forgot shit over the years. This was intentional." And down below you can see where he says, "I know I have," or "you know I have the transcript," right here saying Alex is gonna unfuck his cousin in the next update. This one has 2.3 thousand likes. I love that one. And there's only so much you can change, big dog, because this shit will always be egregious no matter how you look at it. And the assumption that anybody was confused is insulting. There was no room for any confusion whatsoever, especially in the original Japanese dialogue where Alex mentions how he stopped seeing Patricia as his sister. If the backstory isn't getting changed, then what's the point? And that has 2.8 thousand likes. Good point. Also, just make him the kid's uncle, taking care of his sister. It's not that hard. Misunderstandings my ass. Why did you make them cousins and confirm them as step siblings in the same entry? You revealed he got her pregnant. He's been her big brother for 30 years. What are you thinking? Another good point. But then other people come from a different perspective saying, "Breaking news, fighting game fans are so ridiculously stupid that they had to nerf text behind the character's backstory. Appealing to these Western fools is nonsense. How is it that the devs' fault that the education system and their parents failed them? That's par for the course in America. Anyway, they couldn't handle a character's backstory. At this point, y'all need to come out with a Street Fighter 6 novel so you can challenge their reading comprehension more. Anyways, I enjoyed the bonus story. Thanks." Somebody else says, "Cousin Clapper spotted. There will be a pizza on your roof in approximately 81 hours. Then they posted this, I guess, from that guy that just said that from his account. It says account is based in the United States. So I'm not sure why he's talking shit about the West. Anyway, others are like, "Don't bow to the woke moralist." More agreeing with him. And then people clapping back at him saying, "Being against incest isn't woke," and fucking bot reply, laugh my ass off, "And it's incest, you fucking moron, shut the fuck up." Going even deeper, people are like, "Can you make M. Bison not be evil? Because evil people are like super problematic. You should rewrite him to not be evil, even and never have done any evil stuff like killing Chun-Li's dad. Also fighting, really problematic too. How about Street Hugger?" That actually has 276 likes. 276. And then people clap back at him saying, "The fact that you equate incest with the characters that are meant to be comically evil is just sad." But you got both ways. Even some saying there's actual people in the replies angry at this and support and that want the incest to stay. I'm screaming, "Oh my God." But you got that opposite side saying, "Do not apologize. You did nothing wrong. F those Puritan dorks." Once again, agreeing with that side, telling Capcom, "Don't apologize." Then somebody posted this. This is that backstory, the new one that they just wrote. The reason why they're posting this, we won't get into it too much right now, but it says a toast between fathers. By the way, this doesn't really change the story that just happened. But the reason why they posted this right here saying, ain't nobody trying to put their name on this shit, down below, it just says the author is Scenario Team. They're like, nobody is willing to take responsibility for this new story or get near this smoke. Then right here, probably my favorite one, saying the entire world is about to forget Alex fucked his cousin in Street Fighter 6. This one has 15,000 likes. I noticed Rooflemonger added to this as well, but before that, we got this one saying, a guy can't even have sex with his cousin anymore. This tweet is about Street Fighter lore. That has 5.3 thousand likes. And so the Street Fighter 6 director, openly in English, spoke about confusion about Alex's new story in this update and added a short story of Tom reminiscing about raising both Alex and Patricia on their wedding day. It's not helping, Chief, and that has 2.5 thousand likes. Here's the clip from Rooflemonger as well. Link down below. Check out the clip.
People find some issue. Like the shot where Alex is holding Patricia as a baby and in the same picture is also marrying her. Like, how do you patch this? That's exact. In the video description. It doesn't give a lot, at least on my first read. There is this though, that he does refer to Alex as his son, but also then briefly thereafter says his son-in-law, which I guess is a classier way than saying your actual adopted son married your daughter. But it's something, I guess, perhaps a hint of what's to come lore-wise. Now, lore-wise, like, this is not the first unpopular decision they've made in Street Fighter 6. Like, look right before the launch with the official comics and Ken's backstory and all that kind of stuff. They made Ken a crypto bro. So I can only assume they did all this with both eyes open, thinking there would be no issue. And little did they know, it turns out it completely overshadowed the release of the character.
All
Whoops.
right, yo. There's a lot to unpack here. First off with the statement from Nakayama, he's like, we apologize for the confusion. The part where he says, wow, we didn't change the backstory. By the way, y'all, we're standing on this. And he basically says, we're gonna revise certain text passages that may have been misleading in the near future. And then he's like, we released a supplementary episode in Buckler's Bootcamp. That episode, the one that I think Rooflemonger talks about it, yeah, he does on that video, it doesn't change the backstory. Like, he still marries his cousin. It's just showing Tom there, like they said, toasting to the fact that his two kids are getting married. I don't like the way they're saying it, though, because they're saying bootcamp to provide further insight into the character's emotions and backstories. It's almost like the devs are saying, like, well, it's still gonna happen, and we still wrote it that way, obviously, but if you just understood the emotions, the place that they were coming from in life, how close these two, and he was protecting her, like, it's almost like they're saying, like, if you really understood the lore, the depths of the backstory, then you would say, ain't that gross? But that's why I think the FGC is reacting like that in a lot of ways, saying, what are you talking about misleading? What are you talking about? We're confused. And that's why I was like, why would the devs write it like this? But if you're gonna like deny it, if you're gonna change it, which it seems like they're hinting like they're gonna change some of it, I don't know exactly what, but then apologize and said, our bad, you know, yada, yada, and just do it. Don't say, oh, we apologize if y'all were confused. We apologize if y'all got the wrong idea, but it's not as gross as you think, you know. We're keeping it the same, by the way. We're keeping it the same, but it's not as bad. It's not as bad as y'all are making it out to be. So this is what you're saying, basically, is you don't think this story of the brother and sister, the incest, or the cousins and all that, you don't think that's bad. That's what you're basically saying. Now, some have made the argument saying, well, maybe it's a Western thing in other cultures because I guess in Japan and some other areas of the world, people don't really react like that. Like second cousins, third cousins and all that in some cultures do hook up, get married and start a family. So maybe that's why you see that. And I think Rooflemonger, a lot of people said that as well. It's like this is not the first time that has happened is what the hell I'm trying to say. So maybe from their perspective, that's why that statement came out sounding like that. Like, hey, it's not, like we understand, but it's not how you guys are making it seem. And then you got that other debate where people saying if you wanted them to change the backstory, you're either woke pussy or a nerd, or you're all three. You're a woke pussy nerd. You're a wussy-erd. You're a wussy-erd. If you wanted them to change the backstory, and people are firing back like, bro, it's incest. How is that woke? And then some people comparing it, oh, please change M. Bison too because he's bad and he punches people in the face. They're like, how could you confuse incest and cousins hooking up to violence or comical violence? Like, what is happening? But we also see quite a few people agree with those takes as well, because some of those takes had like hundreds of likes on top of that. I don't know if they're bots, I don't know exactly, but there's obviously people that agree with that. But that is another good point though that people bring up. They're like, yo, it's not like we're misunderstanding because we know the lore, and in 3 and 5 and everything that we know, we've never heard of them being cousins, their parents being cousins, none of that. None of that. Always kind of like a big brother type of vibe, and it almost seems like you purposely wrote it just for 6, and that's why we can understand that. We also don't appreciate that you're looking at us now that we're the ones misinterpreting this, like we're confused. And also, I mean, you're gonna look through the lens of how you were raised in your culture, right? And for many people, I used to think most people, I really did. That's not me hating on anybody, but I used to think most people would look at the whole cousin thing and be like, that's a miss. What is this, the hills have eyes? No, we can't do that. You could make the point all day, well, it's some cultures, I get it, hey. I get it, especially way back in the day, wasn't many options, you know, family ties, family bonds, people wanted to stay in the blood line, pure blood. I think I'm just talking about vampires now. Listen, what the hell I'm trying to say is, I understand, but I don't understand. I bet if Street Fighter V was banging, like if the last patch they released, if it totally changed the game and they released, oh my God, if Street Fighter 6 didn't seem so stale right now, I don't even think we would have cared that much. I think it would have been a meme and people would have been laughing, but it would not have been to this extent. The reason why it was to this extent is because nothing else is going on in this damn game right now. That's it. The biggest thing they had was Alex dropping, and here's the lore. Anyway, that's it for now for Alex and his cousin. I guess until the baby is born, shit, we'll see how that thing comes out looking. But either way, thank you guys for joining me. Appreciate the mad love. How you are feeling? This is a hot one. This is the second one of the day. The link for the previous one is down below. So if you guys want to check that out, appreciate the massive love. I will see you soon. Matter of fact, I will see you tomorrow with them Friday buttons. And as always, I don't know what it is, but somehow, some way, it's about to get better. Love y'all forever. Peace.
Blah, blah, blah. Subscribe!
Turns out I have a crazy cousin Mitch on that side of the family.
That's funny. I have a crazy cousin Mitch too, but I guarantee he is crazier than yours. He built his own house from timber he chopped down from other people's houses.
That's funny. My cousin Mitch is a lumberjack.
Could we be...
Ranjit, could you be a deer and pull over for a second?
Pulling over.
Not bad, not bad.